Comedy Pilot presents... Good evening. It's the 29th of January 2026 and this is the United State of News. I'm Johnson Hood and these are the headlines. Trump sues reality for not being what he says it is. Conservatives swallow Braverman, the latest to leave a sinking ship, seemingly unaware of what that now makes her. Stealing elections is only bad when Democrats do it. But first, with ICE protests erupting all over the US, the country begins to resemble an unstable Middle Eastern dictatorship, desperate to hurt its detractors. And America may soon become Iran, but with a bigger diabetes problem and more guns. The scale is obviously different. In the US, 12 people have been shot, 2 of whom have died, compared to Iran, where human rights activists have verified deaths of around 5,000 so far. But the ideology of those in charge is the same. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and ICE Commandant Gregory Bavino, a man with all the charm of a twitching corpse, immediately leapt to the defence of the ICE agents involved in the murder of Rene Good and Alex Pretty, smearing the victims' names in the hopes that their murders might seem justified. The media was awash with their lies, and so in light of this, where can the American public go for help? By all accounts, the Democratic Party have suddenly realised they should oppose the destruction of their country, and have been vocal in their dissent. But this only carries so much weight when 7 of them also voted to increase ICE's funding, a vote that occurred 2 weeks after Good's death, proving Dems have a memory shorter than Bavino, who at 5'4" will be better off guarding a chocolate fountain for Willy Wonka. When your government hates you, or your representatives are either powerless or stupid, it is up to the people to defend themselves. There are more and more protesters on the streets, but for those who can't join them, or can't find a frog costume that fits, there is an option of an economic boycott, where the public no longer buy from American companies. After Disney pulled the Jimmy Kimmel Show because the comedian had offended his royal orange, a boycott not only made Donald Duck cry, it dropped their share price to the point where they had to reverse their decision. The Canadians' boycott of American alcohol led to a 62% drop in sales and fewer fistfights in Canadians' homes. Following Elon Musk's Roman salute, Teslas were branded cockmobiles, and their value dropped to the point where they can now be swapped for friendship bracelets and a day pass to Peppa Pig World. Despite what Trump says, the US has allies all around the world, and the UK is being mobilised to act. The UK's Stop Trump coalition organises petitions and increases awareness of the threat Trump poses that goes way beyond his smell. And a list of American companies has been produced for those interested in buying with a conscience. Links are provided in the transcript of this episode, where you'll also find I can't spell many of the words I use. No one's saying you can't ever go into McDonald's again, though your bowels would thank you if you didn't. But how about staying away for a week or a month? Delay buying your Apple phone. Cancel your subscription to Grok, because, let's face it, we all think you're super creepy now anyway. Like the dog who kicks the cat who kicks the mouse, the shit flows downward, and hurting a billionaire's wallet hurts Trump. And if nothing else, that thought alone will keep you warm in these cold winter months. Now, a quick word from me. People are asking why a bunch of UK so-called funny people are interested in US politics. The answer is simple. For our US listeners, this podcast is a show of support for all of you who feel Trump and his far-right agenda are harming the country you love. For UK listeners, this podcast is a word of warning. When America sneezes, the UK catches a cold. What happens over there will happen here, so we need to keep an eye on what's happening. Because if I have to have a rat in my house, I want to know what it's doing at all times. But to everyone everywhere, we're here to take the piss out of those people who would take your power away. So join us, follow us, like us, because the only way we're getting through this is together. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And now we go live to our roving reporter Billy Beans, who writes all his passwords on a sheet of paper by his computer if anyone's interested. What have you got for us, Billy?
Once again, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer proves he can score an own goal and step on a rake at the same time. Following Trump's Fox interview, where the president claimed NATO forces weren't involved in frontline fighting in Afghanistan, Keir was frightfully angry, calling Trump's words insulting and frankly appalling. And if Trump kept this up, there'd be no more special back rubs for him. Miraculously it worked, and Trump changed tack, immediately lavishing praise on the UK's military, likely with the lips of his press secretary. Suddenly, Keir was riding high. He wasn't the wet tissue Prime Minister anymore. He was a big, strong boy, a prize fighter, capable of taking on all newcomers. Everyone except Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, that is, who was seeking a return to Parliament via a Gorton and Denton by-election. Burnham, a rarity in British politics in that he is well liked, has long been considered a contender for the Prime Minister role. But first, he had to win a seat. Given Keir is currently as popular as a fatberg, he couldn't allow a rival into the ranks. So, rather than fight his corner, Keir decided to check himself before he wrecked himself and blocked Burnham from running. His reason? Burnham was doing an excellent job as mayor, and Labour couldn't afford another party taking over. In layman's terms, that means Burnham is too good at his job, and I can't have someone good anywhere near me. Keir ran scared, and 50 Labour backbenchers co-signed a letter to tell him so. The end result is a party in disarray, again, and an opening for Trump-loving reform to steal another parliamentary seat. Taking a defensive posture, like a hedgehog covered in spikes and fleas, undermines the strongman image Keir accidentally stumbled into. Political manoeuvring may have saved his leadership, for now, but in a culture war, when voters are looking for someone strong and dynamic to support, Keir presents as an MP so boring the Labour Party could sell him as a sedative.
Good reporting. Now we join Virginia Cluckbucket for an instalment of her series called MAGA Mayhem.
Now that Herr Greg Bavino has been fired from his job in ICE as the elf on the shelf, the White House faces a backlash from MAGA influencers, who have reacted badly to him being flushed down the toilet like a dead goldfish. Far-right commentator and possible lizard, Megyn Kelly was quick to board the victim blame train, stating, "I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Pretty, but I don't," proving the only thing lower than her fat percentage is her capacity to feel empathy. Greg Kelly, host of Newmax and several parasitic worms, was at pains to show how easily a phone can be mistaken for a gun, implying Pretty's death was a simple error of judgment, and why don't we all just move on with our lives? Weirdly, he also emphasised the fact his phone was black, as if colour somehow played a role in someone being shot, which, to be fair, is usually the case. Tim Pool, a right-wing nut, has recently faced criticism of being nothing more than an authoritarian cheerleader, a fact he disputes, and desperate to show he is as much a part of ICE as a pepper spray is, he stated, "I'm not licking the boot, it is my boot. I'm the one doing the stomping." Poole later went on to say, "I am not licking anyone," for which we can all be grateful. It is impetigo season after all, and we don't need Poole spreading his crusty fuckery any further than his YouTube channels. The right-wing media are all too keen to see more bodies pile up by the side of the road. Their job is to continually feed hatred into the system. Trump, for all his power, is still answerable to the polling numbers, the stock market, and of course, to the Russians. He is limited, whereas MAGA influencers are accountable to no one, leading to the question of where the true power in American politics lies.
Thank you, Virginia. And that has been the United State of News. I've been Johnson Hood. Good luck. United State of News was written by Sean Baines. It was presented by Sean and Gillian Baines and the esteemed Alex Morrison. Don't forget to follow United State of News down a dark alley for next week's episode.